Good evening, everyone. ICA Pragya Jain, on behalf of Professional Skill Enrichment Committee of ICI, welcome all the participants in today's webcast, The Art of Client Connection More Than Words. I welcome today's resource person, CA Payal Jain, and other present over here. And it's my privilege to introduce CA Payal Jain. CA Payal Jain is a dynamic, accomplished professional who exemplifies the perfect blend of technical brilliance, leadership, and purpose driven practice. She is a fellow chartered accountant with over 18 years of post qualification experience. She is the head partner at the leading CA firm in Bhilai and into the area of sustainability and BRSR reporting, GST advisory, and strategic audit across sector. She is a personality coach for corporate as well. CA Payal Jain brings with her a unique dual perspectives, having led both in corporate as a senior manager, MIS at Ideal Cellular, and in practice, where she spreads regularities reporting and audit assignment for Maharatna PSUs, cooperative institution, and private enterprises. She has earned numerous recognition, including the prestigious India 5000 Women Achievers Award and has been featured on ICAI Women Empowerment Portal. Notably, she has been the first women chairperson of this ICAI Bhilai branch, a proud milestone in Chhattisgarh professional history. CA Payal Jain is also a certified peer reviewer, GST certificate holder, sustainability and BRSR certificate holder, and many more such post qualification courses of ICAI, and a passionate mentor. Her role as a moderator at the World Forum of Accounting 2025 and her contribution of ICI committees reflects a deep commitment to the profession and the empowering future leaders. Beyond the boardroom, she actively serves as Vice President of Helping Hands Club Chhattisgarh and is an enthusiastic advocate of women leadership, student development, and community engagement. CA Payal Jain, a change maker, a mentor, and a future ready chartered accountant. Very well. So, can we start today's webcast, Payal ji? And over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, CA Pragya ji, for all your kind words. And I'm really grateful to ICAI Professional Skills Enrichment Committee to give me this opportunity to speak on the very important topic and a very intricate topic. I'll just share my PPT and then we can just start with it. So the PPT is visible, I suppose.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So the art of client connection more than the words, this topic is very close to my heart actually, because until now we have been, taught how to pursue clients for earning money. But here we would not be talking about balance sheets, we would not be talking about jargons, we would not be talking about depreciation, or we would not be talking about how to pursue clients or get more and more work. But instead of that, we would understand the other side of the table. We would understand how client feels connected to you and how they get retained and how they get you they send you referrals. So this would be entirely a different webinar, I must say, away from those numbers, away from those jargons. So let us start. Today, a very, very warm and good evening to everyone. I am really delighted to be here with you today to explore a topic that actually often defines the difference between a good professional and a great professional. And this topic is how to master client communication, but not with words, not only with words, I should say, beyond words also. So, for the next 2 hours, let us go on a journey together, all of us, one that will not be about balance sheets or tax forms, or but something which is really equally important, and that is communication. So as chartered accountants, we deal with numbers, laws, compliances. In fact, all this is on the tip of our fingers or on the back of our mind. Even somebody, wakes you up from your sleep and asks you something, you know everything. But beyond that, what truly builds trust and a long term client relationship is how we communicate, not just with words, but with our presence, with our empathy and clarity, but the unspoken, the emotional, and the impactful ways we connect with our clients. Because actually, beyond compliances and calculations, it is trust and relationships that sustain our profession. So, going ahead, I would just take you through the agenda for today. To start with, we would understand why communication is given so much of importance in our world of finance and numbers, that it is included not only in the curriculum of our students, but through professional skills enrichment committee or various other committees of ICAI. Even the chartered accountants, the senior chartered accountants are now made, in fact, compelled, in fact, requested to, to learn this era which we were lagging, or maybe which we were lagging, or compared to other professions, we were not so good at it. We were definitely, we are best at everything, but not so good compared to other professions. So then I'll be walking you through four key pillars of communication, basically building strong client relationships, communicate with clarity and impact, resolve conflicts with emotional intelligence, deliver value beyond expectations. At the end of the session, I would also, uh, chalk out a 30, 60, and 90 days plan for all of you, which may be really helpful to you. Before that, let me tell you, the house rule for today, and that is that this session should be entirely interactive. Shoot as many questions as you can in the chat box. Let me try to answer your queries, because this is something different from our daily working. So let us be open to each other and talk as much as we can. And again, let this webinar be entirely judgment free. This will help you experience the difference between communication that is heard and communication that is felt. So, next, why communication matters for a chartered account. Why it is really so important. So, think of the last time a client called you at a midnight with a panic because of certain tribal notice. Now, here, when I say tribal, it is tribal for you because you know everything about it. But it is, remember, it is not trivial for your client. It is a panic for him or her. Yeah. So there, what they wanted, not just the technical guidance, because they know for technical guidance, you are a person knowing everything. But here they wanted a reassurance. Actually, today's clients have everything. They have Googles, they have chat GPTs, they have online forums where they can get good advisories. There is online CFO services, virtual CFO services. There are so many things available on internet where you can, they can get all the guidance. In fact, they can even draft solutions to your problems. But what these clients need is someone who can simplify all these things for them, who can make sense, who can actually calm their fears, and that someone has to be you. This will actually make you different from that herd of advisories that are available all over the world. So, as CAs, we often get caught up in technicalities actually. But let's pause and ask ourselves, do our clients really want the balance sheet format, or do they want to feel that they are secure, they are safe, that their financial health is being taken care of, even if they are not looking into it? So, communication is where trust is either made or broken. Clients don't always remember the jargons, the sections, or the laws that you speak to them, but they will remember how we made them feel while they were talking to us or while they were asking something to us. They would not remember the laws, actually, even not those laws that are applicable to their entities, but they will remember that if they got caught up in any of the laws, in any of the regulations, they know that my advisor will surely save me out of it. So, strong communication will not only build trust and long term relationship, but will definitely also bring referrals to you. Now, here, let me tell you one my personal experience. I had a client, rather I still have that client with me, and it has been for years now. He was very conservative and he was very secretive about his finances. He never wanted even his advisories to know anything about his entity in and out. Normally what we chartered accountants want is let the client be open to us with everything, but that person, he was so secretive. He was like, कि अगर मेरा formula चुरा लिया तो what will happen if my things come out, what how people will judge me, or maybe my competitors would breach, and that would happen and all that. So then, but with time and then easing him with my soft skills, talking to him, sometimes even talking something which is out of the what you say, out of the meeting, out of the board, you can say, or which is not concerned to his finances. So this way, now he I earned his trust. I in fact I erased his insecurity about being secretive. Now I have made him speak up anything and everything. So now he is the same person who calls me even when he just wants to purchase a new machinery, or he wants to pursue a new vendor. Now believe me, for him, a person who is exporting his commodities to so many countries, asking a chartered accountant, asking his advisor to, should I purchase this machinery, or should I, talk to my vendor this way, or should I give this proposal? It's not necessary. But then now he's become so, his build. We have built up such a trust between us that here he feels ki no, I should talk to my advisor. Why? So that I get that stamp that I am on a correct path. So this has to be, a client and a chartered accountant's relationships. And believe me, this is the same person. He has brought me at least dozens of referrals, and all these clients have contributed to my growth like anything. So this is how, with communication, you have a growth prospect, because numbers speak, but people actually listen to you. Client seeks clarity, not complexity. They have complexity already in their life, in their business. It is in tons. So they don't need complexity, they need clarity, they need simplicity. So going ahead, let us, talk about each pillars, the four pillars that we have identified for today. And let me tell you, for every pillar, I have a technique also attached to it. If anybody wants to, just if anybody wants to note it down, you can do that. These techniques are my personal techniques, and they have really helped me a lot in my profession. In fact, when I have spoken about these techniques to so many corporates as well, people actually feel that these are really meaningful ones and really impactful ones. So building strong client relationships, let me start with the same. With an example, imagine a client walks into your office with a tax problem. If you just solve the problem, you've done your job, and believe me, very greatly you have done your job. But now here, this person has come to you. He is a regular visitor to you. Someday in your last meeting, or maybe on a phone call, he had just discussed, not even discussed, rather he just it was just a passing comment that his daughter was appearing for some NEET or maybe a JEE, and you just inquire about that. You ask about it. Oh, how was your daughter's exam? Are the results expected? How is she doing? And that is where the relationship deepens. Client actually does not want them to be seen just like a case or another file in your office, but they want them to be seen as people. Trust is actually the foundation, and consistency is the cement that hardens that foundation. So here again, I would like to share my habit. I have this habit always, in fact, always, whenever I make a call to somebody or I receive a call, the first thing that I speak is, "Sir or ma'am, how are you today?" With a smile. And don't forget, even if you are on a call and if you're smiling and talking, then the person on the other side feels that smile of yours. So believe me to God, these four words are more magical than any words in the world. I have observed, I have experienced it so many times that even the other person on the call, maybe he is irritated due to something else, or maybe he is fuming while while he picked up the call, and the hello that he says makes me understand, makes me feel that he is, not in a very good shape while he's receiving the call. But he subsides after hearing this. And many a times, even my pending fees is released before time. So just kidding about it. But this is just to showcase that sometimes all that your client needs is empathy. Baki, he knows, and in fact, he believes that you are very good at your work and knows all knows everything to how to resolve the technicalities. So it's not like he's there with you only because he trusts, he knows that your work is perfect. But sometimes a small talk out of the box helps. So then the techniques that I was talking about, here we have rapid trust. Rapid here implies it it is really a powerful framework for building strong, long lasting client relationships. It focuses on five core behaviors, namely reliability, authenticity, presence, interest, and discretion. So that, when practiced consistently, creates trust and credibility with clients. All these five core behaviors we would discuss in more detail to make you understand how this rapid trust will rapidly increase your relationship with your clients, and not only through words but also through your presence, through your reliability, through the way you behave with them. So first, the R that implies for reliability. What does it mean? It means consistently delivering on promises and being dependable over time. If you say that this work I would get it finished by tomorrow evening. So believe me, it should be tomorrow evening only, come what may. If you know that you cannot do it by tomorrow evening, do not commit it. Take one more time. If you deliver your thing beforehand, the client would appreciate. But if you deliver it even 1 hour delayed, it would hamper your professionalism. So reliability is consistently delivering on your promises. How do you practice that? You practice it through meeting deadlines, following through on commitments, and maintaining it consistently, maintaining it qualitatively. What impact does it has on your clients? What it happens is your client feels confident that they can count on you, which reduces their anxiety and it increases the trust. So if you say you'll do it, only say it you'll do it when you can do it. So if you say you'll do it every time. Then going to the next A, authenticity. So, authenticity means being genuine, being transparent, and being true to your values. Speak honestly, even when it is comfortable. How comfortable, how uncomfortable you become is like, if say your client asks you certain question about transfer pricing or maybe IFRS and you don't know about it, so don't hesitate there, don't feel shy about it. Say very answer them very strategically ki sir, I do not remember this right now, but I know where to get the information about it. I know that I have notes about it. I will just reread it or I will just understand it, get back to you. And when you say I'll get back to you, get back to that person within time. So here you show your real self and avoid using a mask on your face. If you don't know, you don't know. See, nobody is perfect. Even your client is not perfect. But only what the difference is, your client doesn't know where to get the information from, but you know that. You may ask a colleague in your office or a partner or maybe some other person, or maybe you can just read a book about these things, and you know how to interpret it, you know what would be the correct thing, and then you can just answer them back. So what here again what your client feels is that yes, what you are a real person, you are not someone who is masking around, or you are not someone who would bluff you or maybe misguide you. So authenticity breeds openness. Actually, clients also then more likely become honest in return, and this again deepens the relationship. So clients can actually sense when you are being real and when you are not. So don't try to fool anyone. The next one is P, and that is presence. Now, again, here, let me clear, presence here does not mean being available 24 by 7. Don't forget, keep embedded in your minds. Don't forget, you do not have to disrupt your work life balance. Talk to your client only within the office hours that you have identified for your office. Do it only during the working hours. But when you are having a conversation, be presence your presence should be should not be diverted. It should be entirely for your client. So your presence means, P for presence means being fully engaged in the moment with the client. So how do you practice this? You practice it by, listening actively, putting away all the distractions, be it the mobile, the phone call, or maybe your office staff who is, coming again and again asking you some queries. For 15 minutes, give the entire attention to your client. Show the attentiveness in the meetings as well. In the even when you are at the client place, that time also be attentive to what he is saying, and then be emotionally attuned also. So then when you practice this, the client feels heard, they feels respected, they feel that they are important. This strengthens the connection, this strengthens the loyalty. The person would always want to be there with you. So presence actually builds respect. It shows that it let feels the client that they matter to you. Then next is I, which stands for interest. So what actually interest means? It means that you genuinely care about the client's needs, the goals, the challenges. And believe me when I am saying genuinely, you actually practice genuineness. Don't say that just for the sake of saying. How do you practice this interest, genuine interest? You actually ask thoughtful questions, you follow up on the previous conversations that you had with them, then you also tailor solutions for them, or you customize answers to their queries. So this way you can practice that, and then here again the client feels valued, they feel understood, they don't feel sold, like they don't feel like a commodity, they actually feel like a person. They feel that yes, whatever he wants to achieve, whatever success plans that he has made is not only his own, but even the advisor is interested into that. And even the advisor wants that he grows profoundly. So show curiosity, and does just don't just show the competence over there. Then the last one here in this technique is discretion. Discretion means maintaining confidentiality and exercising good judgment. So in practice, what you have to do is you have to safeguard the sensitive information. As in my example, I had told about a client who was very secretive. So what I did there is it was just a verbal anecdote, but I did that. I told him, sir, do one thing. You get a security what agreement done between us, and have my words. You can get it done on a stamp paper. You can get it notarized and have my words. Your information would not even pass by in my office colleagues. It would be just between you and me. And this is the way, he respected he understood that, yes, we have that tendency of keeping things, keeping informations to us only. You respect their boundaries and avoid gossips about others, because when you gossip, they feel that yes, if you can gossip about me, you can gossip about, if you can gossip about others, definitely you can gossip about me to others also. So then the client, they feel this builds deep trust. The clients know that they can be open with you without fear of breaches. So trust is actually built in silence. What you don't say speaks volumes. So just your behavior, makes them feel trustable, make them feel open, make them feel honest. So by embodying reliability, by embodying the rapid, the reliability, the authenticity, the presence, the interest, and the discretion, you create a foundation of trust that fosters long-term partnerships. It opens communication. You have higher client retention rate, then increased referrals, and more and more business opportunities. It's not just about being a good service provider, actually. It's about becoming a trusted advisor. So now here in this pillar, I would like to say that relationships go beyond invoices and reports. If a client trusts you, they will forgive your mistakes as well. But if they don't, even your bestest of best work will be questioned very minutely. So building relationship means taking an extra moment to actually ask about their well-being, about their families, remembering important dates. Now here by important dates, I do not mean birthdays and anniversaries. Making them remember the compliance dates by a message or a email or something like that, or simply sending a small message for asking about any random things that they had shared with you while you were having a meeting about finalizing accounts, accounts or something like that. So believe me, this is not flattery. This is a care that you show about your client, and they feel really important. This really makes them feel important. Now here I have let us go to next slide. So what are the toolkits, for this pillar one? So when you open a meeting, before numbers, just ask them what changed since we last met, or since our last call. How's your progress going? Or just ask them ki, what is what has happened between these days in your business or maybe in your personal life. So when you close this meeting, close it with clarity. Give them decisions, give them have ownership about work, have the deadlines recap that, okay, yes, I have committed you today that I would be finishing this work within 2 days and I'll get back to you in 2 days. The post meeting, always make it a point, to share a post meeting email with a very short email or a very short WhatsApp message, three bullets, like, the outcome of the meeting, the actions that we have decided today, and the dates wherein, we would be completing. So this is the toolkit that we should have for every meeting that happens with your client. Now your let's have a trust meter activity. What we can do is just think about two different clients of yours. One who, trusts you like anything, and another client who does not, who may be new, or who must be very new to you, or maybe he has that habit of not trusting you. So one who has a high trust and one who has a low trust. List two behaviors here actually that created each outcome. Why they are behaving like this? Did you not deliver things, or did you say something that you were not able to fulfill? What were the differences in your behavior with these two different clients? Just think about that, and change the behavior with the low trust client, and believe me, in a month you will see the change in that client. He would again, it would be a comeback for you. Then going next to the second pillar today of the session, that is communicate with clarity and impact. Our profession is actually full of complicated terms. Every profession is like that. If you go to an engineer, you go to an architect, they speak about their things. When the architect things talks about the veneer, or maybe the pipes, or maybe the designs, and you do not understand that. So every profession has those complicated terms, and they are complicated to others. Why? Because they don't know about it. So as a chartered accountant, you know various terms like depreciation methods, or maybe the GST adjustments, or maybe the compliance frameworks. But your client is not a chartered accountant, so they will not understand this thing. Na? They will not understand. They have not learned these terms. So how they will understand? Similarly, the same way as you do not understand what an architect is speaking about. They are speaking about the veneer, or they are speaking about Italian, or they are speaking about Italian marble, or about a granite, or something like that, grained granite, and all these things. You do not understand that. You do not understand because that is not your profession. You have not learned about it. So just keep yourself in the shoes of your client. They are actually entrepreneurs, they are business owners, they are individuals. So they do not understand all these jargons that you speak about. They are very common for you, but they are not common for them. So that is why they feel it very complicated. They feel that this is not clear to them, or this is very difficult to understand. So if you can translate this complexity into simplicity, you will win their confidence. How do you do that? You use stories, you use analogs, like explaining depreciation in a very simple language, like depreciation is wear and tear of your car, instead of quoting, the section 32 and all that. They do not understand all these things, so just make it simple for them. And remember, listening is actually often more powerful than speaking. So listen to them, what they want to, what they are feeling by after reading that notice, show cause notice of about 25 pages that income tax department has sent to them. So how they are feeling about it, just try to profess that, and you understand that, and then you respond to them in a very simple, very layman language, so they feel very nice about it then. Now here again, I have a technique for you that is called bluff. Now here I would say, don't bluff your client, use bluff for them. Now bluff stands for bottom line up front, a communication method for clarity, for speed and impact. Uh, Here, actually in bluff, what you do is you start with the most important point first, and then you follow with the supporting details. So why it is called bottom line upfront? Because you start with the conclusion instead of building to the conclusion. What you do is you start from the conclusion and you lead with that. You tell the result to the clients, and then you tell them how to achieve that result. So why use this bluff with clients? Because clients are actually very busy. They want clear and concise answers, and that too very fast. Rapidly they want it. So bluff helps you do that. What bluff helps you is, it helps you respect your client's time. It makes decision making very easy, and it shows that you are confident, you know everything, you are clear about your concept. Now, how to use bluff? Let me give you some 3, 4 examples over here. Like if you are writing an email, or you are giving a report, say a due diligence report to your client, what you do is you write a long background, then you follow it by recommendations and that way. So instead of that, what you can do is you can start with the key takeaways, actually, the takeaways from the report, and then in a bullet form, you can explain them, what it is, why it is, and how to achieve that. Similarly, say you are in a client meeting. So don't ramble explanation before your proposals. What you can do is, first, you talk about your proposal. You directly come to your proposal. You, excuse me. I'm sorry. So coming back to client meeting, what you can do is, here is you lead with the proposal, and then you provide the context about it. Similarly, about, a project update, what you can do is, instead of giving that chronological breakdown, what you can do is you can start with what is the actual current status right now. Like if there is some, say there is some discovery valuation going on. So what you can do is you are doing a discovery valuation for a client, and that valuation is going to help him attract investors, maybe foreign investors also. And you are in the process of collecting data from him and preparing a report. So what you can do is, when the next time he calls you up and he asks you, okay, Payalji, what is the status of my discovery valuation, because the investors, are nagging behind me. So just let me know, by when can I get the report. So what you say there is, instead of, giving the breakdown, ki, okay, I started from here, I started from taking data from you, then what I did is I processed that data, and now I'm making the report. So instead of that, what you do, okay, this is the current status. I am in, my your report is on the finalization stage. Maybe it will come down to my table from my assistant. I'll just look into it, then I'll get back to you. And then you can elaborate also, if need arises, you can elaborate that, okay, we are taking so much of time because there are so many points involved in it. We want to have this report, very minutely observed, and that is why it is taking time. So like, instead of, after saying it this way, after reviewing the data and discussing it with my team, we believe that option B is most effective for you. You can, in the bluff version, what you can do is, we recommend option B, and we find it most effective. Why? Because one, two, three, four, the reasons listed below. So this way, your time is saved, your client's time is saved, your client feels okay, you're clear about the thing, you're not, roaming around the bush, and he gets more confident, though, that okay, my work is going to be get done effectively and within time. What are the benefits of using this bluff during your client communication? Your client understands your main point immediately because you are clear about it. You're not, roaming around. Then it shows confidence in you. Even the client feels confident because you know that it matters the most, and that is why you are working more effectively. It shows more confidence, it shows more efficiency, and then since it is, it shows more efficiency, so it also speeds up your conversations and decisions. Instead of, taking those half an hour for explaining something, your work finishes in just 10 minutes. This increases your credibility, and it shows that you are a clear thinker and a clear communicator. You're actually having grown up for the bluff approach. What a simple tip that I would give you is, if you should just ask yourself, if my client only reads or hears a single sentence, so should it be? Frame that sentence that way, that in a single sentence he understands everything. So this is how you get to the bluff approach. Now, why I'm saying that, be it this way, because CA language and the client language are poles apart. They are totally different. So we actually speak of sections, we speak of clauses, we speak of accounting standards, we speak about subsections, but clients do not understand a single word about it. They just want to understand in a simple, plain layman language, how does this affect me? So you have to be that simple and you have to be that clear while talking to your client. For example, instead of saying that your net worth is eroded, you can say that it this way, that your business is spending more than it is expected, than it is earning. And if we do not correct it, maybe your capital will vanish in 2 years, and that would be very what you say, it would be where it would be a difficult situation for you. So what this shows clarity, and it is very simple thing, and the client also understand in a single minute about it. So therefore, what I suggest here is that you translate jargons for them through analogs, through visuals, or through simple layman languages, the language that they understand. If you can, explain any term simply, you have truly mastered it. You can explain like to us, to a small child, you can explain things very easily. Why? Because you have already gone through that. You have understood everything. Since you are, full of that knowledge, you can explain it very well. So you can explain anything very simply only when you yourself understand that. So remember that make things very simple and very clear for the clients. Coming to next, as I had already given these example that net worth is eroded. Instead of that, you say this, that spending is more than your earnings. Depreciation, I quoted that it is a wear and tear, normal wear and tear. The Yes, this is a very important point. Your client email should always be, it shouldn't be a story. Your message on WhatsApp should not be a story. It should be maximum 5 lines. It should have those 5 sentences. What would be the outcome? Why this outcome? What would be your next step? And when you would be finishing it? And who would be the owner? Who would have this ownership? Either you or the client. So these 5 things in a clear, simple 5 sentences, the client also understands, and your energy is also not wasted. Then coming to next pillar, that is resolve conflicts with emotional intelligence. This is very, very important. Have this, you stay calm. Whenever you have a conflict with your client, stay entirely calm. Don't become defensive. Don't at all become defensive. Don't at all bring the ego in between your conversations. Acknowledge the client's concerns. Don't try to what you say, don't try to pull the things apart. Understand why he is saying this. Understand the root cause. Understand the problem that he is facing. And this can be done only when when you stay calm and clear. You are in that acceptable position. You feel you are there you are there to understand and not to defend. You are there to resolve and not to attack, when you are there to seek solutions and not to blame. So, this third takeaway again is resolving conflicts with emotional intelligence. Disagreements are bound to happen there. It is actually inevitable, because every person has differences of opinions. You may be thinking, you must be watching the number as 6, but your client from the other sides finds it as 9. So differences has to be there. They may be due to the situation, they may be due to the knowledge that you have and the client have, or there may be things that the client is facing but you are not facing. So this is inevitable. The differences, disagreements are bound to happen. But here you have to be, more emotionally intelligent. You have to have more empathy. You have to have more care. And only then you can have a better way to resolve them and keep your client retained with you, keep your client happy with you. Maybe now let's take an example. Maybe your client is upset with a delay in filing a GST return. Maybe it is happening repetitively. Maybe it is 3 months in a row that your filing of return is delayed. There may be several reasons. There may be a reason that your client is not giving the data on time. Maybe the due date is 11th of every month and he is giving you the data on 10th night. So it becomes difficult for you to process the data within one day, and you can't do it in a day, or there may be technical problems in the data and therefore you take more time to process that, or maybe you are short of resources and that is why you are not able to deliver that thing in time. So there can be problems on both sides. What you have to do is you have to discuss these problems and you have to find a third solution. You always have to have a backup plan for it. So it there may be a case that the client feels that your fees is higher than the other advisories in town. So you have to make them understand that you are delivering a better quality, or you are available for them even when the others are not, or you have better understanding of that business that he is running, and that is why your work is more important maybe, or your work is more detailed maybe, or you are pointing out those things that not the others are not doing, or maybe you are more futuristic and you are also helping him for those questions which they have not even asked for. So this is the way you make them understand that yes, you agree that yes, my fees is more, but then with this more fees I am delivering you more work as well, more things on your table as well. You are having the dessert also in your on your platter. So it's not only the snacks that you are getting, but you are also getting the desserts. You are also getting like as in they say in McDonald's that in the Happy Meal, they have a cold drink also, they have a snack also, they have a dessert also. And that is why it is, a total combination of everything. So this is the way you have to convince your client that yes, my fees is more, but then you are getting a worth about it, about everything. So in such moments where, the conflict arises, your calmness becomes your actual strength. Instead of, defending yourself, the very first thing that you have to do is acknowledge your client's concern. Start this way, that yes, I understand this situation has caused a stress for you, and then you gradually move towards solutions. Remember that your client is not expecting any perfection from you. They are expecting care from you. They are expecting reassurance from you. Maybe they are also in a stress, they are also in a pressure, so that is why it is an outburst. So here you cannot reply that outburst with a outburst. You have to stay calm and you have to make them understand that this is not a point to fight, or not a point to argue with each other, but a point to find a solution. So actually emotional intelligence is the ability to respond with empathy, rather than reacting with your ego, or reacting with a blame on each other. Now here again we have a technique formulated. It is called the LAER technique. It is a formula that is very, very simple. Listen, listen to what the person is saying. Then you acknowledge what he's trying, what are his concerns. Then you explore why this has happened, what is the actual problem. Maybe the problem is very small, sometimes it is not even to a problem, it is not even a problem actually. But then you have to find out that where it is happening. Like when you go to a dentist, he checks your teeth, and maybe you are talking about a teeth in front that you have got a pain there, but then the dentist explores your mouth and finds out it is not the though you're getting a pain in the front tooth, but it is because the wisdom tooth that is there in your back side, and that is causing a pain in your front side. So this is how you find out this problem, and then you resolve it. So to understand, empathize, and resolve is the basis of this formula, LAER. Now let us, I'll explain each thing uh, in more detail and how to practice it also. So L for listen. Now here, listen means not hearing. There is a difference between hearing and listening. Listening is when you are hearing, you are just hearing the words. But when you are listening, you are processing those words in your mind, and you are ready with a answer to it. So when you are actually listening, you have to give your full attention and uninterrupted attention to what your client is saying. You have to focus on hearing both the facts and the emotions that your client is having, the emotion of fear or frustration or stress. You have to understand those emotions that are behind those words that he is spitting it out. So this is actually listening. And what would be an emotionally intelligent behavior here is that you have to stay calm. You have to have manage and control your own reactions, and then this is the way you truly seek to understand. When you do this, what the impact that the client will have is the client feels heard, he feels respected, he feels important, and often the first step in this becomes the first step in getting down the conflict. Maybe your client has come all prepared to fight with you and have a heated argument with you, but then it subsides. Maybe he started with shouting, but now his tone, his voice has come down because he sees that no, my advisor is here to resolve my problem. He feels that. More than hearing, he feels that, and that is why he subsides. Now, here again, I would like to, give a tip to you that use open body language. Don't use this kind of behavior. Use Open your hands, talk to him nicely, keep a smile on your face instead of that grumpy face. Avoid multitasking. Do not look into your laptop or some other client work or in your the message that has just popped up in your mobile. In fact, just keep your mobile aside in front of him and look into his eyes. Keep a very nice posture. Let him feel that yes, I am here only for you. Yeah. So this is listen, this actually, this emotional intelligence, it is a bit complicated thing, and you have to understand it properly to practice it. Unless you actually feel it from within, you cannot practice it. These are not the words to be to be on superficial things. They have to be understood properly. You have to feel it from inside, and then only you can, as they say, you can practice only when you can preach. So it is that way. Then LAER में A is acknowledge. What does it mean? What acknowledging means is you have to recognize the client concerns, you have to recognize his emotions, you have to understand his point of view of looking at a problem or the situation that has arisen, why he is feeling stressful, what is his dilemma that he's facing. There may be times that you do not agree to it, but still you can say that you do not agree to it afterwards. But at this point, what you have to do is you have to understand what he is trying to say, what is his side of coin. And when you do that, afterwards it would become a strength, it would become a foundation for you to convince him your point of view also. You can say it that way, that I tried to listen to your point of view, now you try to understand my point of view also, and then we can come up with a good solution about it. So this is the way you can do that, now your what your behavior should be. Your behavior should be showing empathy. It should not be showing defensiveness. You should, if you have made a mistake, accept that yes, the mistake has happened at my office, or my colleague have been wrong, or my staff had maybe done a mistake, and we acknowledge that, and we will try to rectify it without causing harm to your business, or maybe without causing any revenue loss to you. And this instead of trying to find out such things to keep on the blame on your client, what you do is you honestly keep your hands up and you say, okay, this has happened, but here again we have a solution to this problem. We can strategically, and we can discuss these things, and we can think about a solution in a way that it may help both of us. So this is how you should behave there. And what happens is, when you behave like this, the client's feelings are actually validated. It creates a psychological safety for them, and then they also feel calmer, they also feel fearless, they also feel that yes, we will come to some solution. What you can empathize this way, that yes, I can understand that this must be very frustrating for you, that the returns are getting delayed every time. But let us, now that we are sitting together, let us discuss why this is happening. Let us discuss what is the solution to have these returns filed in time. Let us try to find the root cause of these delays, and then try to correct them, rectify them. So this is the way, you acknowledge things. Then coming to E, explore. Exploring means asking questions, asking them detailed questions, asking them the details that has happened, why it has happened, every minute thing. You try to understand every minute thing that has happened at your place, as well as at their place. Bring in all the people that are involved into this situation, at the client place, or at maybe at your office. Bring all of them together and have a concise discussion with everyone. Understand everyone's point of view, what has happened actually, to clarify the root issue actually, to understand the root problem, and then better understand the needs or the expectations also. What is the client expecting? What are you expecting? Where there has been a gap, and how do you resolve that? So here, what you have to do is, you have to stay curious. You have to ask more and more questions to everyone, to the client, to his subordinates, to your subordinates. You also have to understand the documents that have come together, the data that is there, is it incomplete, or is it send it in parts? And here, a very important thing that you have to do is, you have to avoid assumptions. Do not keep a single assumption there, that this may have happened. No, you have to understand what has actually happened, right? So for that, you have to be clear between both of you. You have to clear every misunderstanding, every mishap that has happened. What happens when when you follow these kinds of things, your client also feel more careful. He also feels that yes, we are seated here to solve the real problem. We are not here to just deflect and to put a blame on each other, but we are here to solve problems. And therefore, this advisor of mine is also equally feeling, taking the ownership of things, and he is trying to help. So this this is very important, that your client should feel important over here. He should be feel safe. He should feel safe over here. So how you can do it? You can be neutral here, even if even if you do not agree to things, or even if you feel that yes, the client may be at a problem, be neutral, be open minded, ask open ended questions like, can you tell me more about it, or do you feel that how this success, how can we, what would be your take if you were in such a situation, and how would you have handled it? So okay, if you feel that this should be handled this way, so we can do it that way only. We can get it customized, we can get it tailored for you. And this is the way your client feels more safe around you, and me feels more at now. By this time your client has totally be subsided, and he has become totally confident that yes, my advisor is not blaming me. He is not he's not shouting on me, or he's not reacting back with an ego, or with a defensive mode, but he is trying to solve the problem, and he your client also becomes more cooperative, and you also start becoming more cooperative. Then, when such a situation is created, now here you respond. And but this respond has to be very strategic, it has to be very calm and composed. You offer a thoughtful, a respectful, and a solution oriented response instead of a bad reaction. What you can do is, I always say in my office, what I do is, whenever some subordinate of mine, or my partner, or my client comes with a problem, I tell them, see, when you know a problem, definitely you have a solution for it. So whenever you come with a problem, bring a solution also to me. Maybe we can brainstorm on that solution. We can have a better one than that, a better version of it, but at least tell me your solution. So this is the way you respond, and you here again you stay calm, you stay collaborative, you stay cooperative, and you stay constructive, and then you answer them. So the client feels, you know somewhere when he had entered your office, he was now distrusting you, or maybe he was fuming on you, but now that trust has been restored, and moving forward, he would he would also have a shared he would also share an understanding for you. Maybe sometimes if you are in a fix, he would also understand that yes, when I was in a fix, my he was understanding, my advisor was understanding me. So now if he is in a fix, he is having a situation, so I will also understand. So you frame responses around shared goals or outcomes, discuss things, and come up with a solution which is which is good for both, and which makes them feel that yes, this advisor of mine takes my business as his own. So come up with such a response. Now here, uh just a moment. Thank you. Now, here using this benefit, I would say advantages of this LAER formula is that it shows that your emotional intelligence is actually in action. It is self-awareness, it is empathy, and it is effective communication. It actually transforms the conflict from a threat to an opportunity. It strengthens the relationship with your client. It understands you now. With all these discussions, you understand your client more deeply, and it builds trust through actually composure and care. But here again, we should have this in mind, that do not jump to solve the problem. When your client comes to you and he says that this return, again coming back to the same example, this return filing of mine is getting delayed, so you just don't jump to the solution. Okay, fine, from next month your return would be filed within time, don't worry about it. Don't do that. Before that, you fully hear them, understand them, and then you respond, explore it, and then you respond. So this is the power of LAER. Actually, you first listen and respond last. Remember, the clients do not leave any advisor because they have committed a mistake, because they also understand that every human is not perfect, and nobody, you can be a perfect person, and there's nobody on this earth who will not make a mistake, but they will leave you because of your attitude, because of your ego, because of your defensive nature, or because of being reacting back not properly. So they will leave you only for this, for your attitude. Like we have already discussed about this, about the fee objection, or about the delay. The client says that your fees are too high, you delayed my filing. So there you reply to them this way, that yes, I understand this is frustrating, but let us walk through the scope or the timeline and discuss about it, and then come up with a solution, come up with a negotiation. Then you can offer options to them, that if you feel that my fees is very high, what you can do is you can pay them in an EMI way, you can pay them in a phased place, you can make them, instead of making the payments yearly, you can pay them quarterly. You are having a premium service, then why not have a phased scope of work also, so that your standard is also maintained, and my earning is also maintained. So we can come up with a collaborative solution for it, right? So now I have a case study over here. Say your client is upset with a penalty notice, and your role would be, how would you respond over here? So here, instead of jumping into technical explanation, what you can say first is, I completely understand this must be really stressful for you, that a penalty notice have come up, and maybe it is a revenue loss to you also. So you I understand that you are feeling stressful, but then what you can do is you can calmly explain the next steps, actually acknowledge what he's saying, understand what he's trying to say. Maybe he is in a financial crunch and he is not able to pay the penalty, and therefore he is getting frustrated. So you have to understand all this background, you have to acknowledge this, and then you have to come up with a solution. What happens is, acknowledgement actually softens anger, and the clarity about all the background removes the fear in that person. So your client feels frustrated that this is happening, this is affecting their timeline, it is affecting their credibility, and the client says, I am really disappointed, this is happening for the second time or the third time, that the delay is happening, and it's making us look bad in front of our stakeholders, and it gives a bad impression about our repute outside. So it is really difficult. Now, with this LAER formula, how do you respond to that client of yours? What you do is listen, listen to them. You pause there. You let them fully express their concerns, and there you do not interrupt, but you just be there attentive for them. But at the same time, internally, what you try to say to yourself is, put your right hand on your left heart and say there, all is well, all is well, all is well. Just kidding. What you do is, internally you feel, you keep yourself calm, you don't rush to defend yourself, but you focus on the tone, you focus on the concern, you focus on understanding the problem. Then what you do is, You acknowledge, you say, yes, I hear frustration behind your words. I understand that this delay of this return filing, it puts pressure on you and your team as well. And especially when, the stakeholders are dependent on it, dependent on the timeline, it really becomes stressful. I understand that. So when you reply this way, it shows empathy, it shows care without admitting your fault prematurely. You do not admit that you have done something wrong, but then your client feels empathized. He feels that he is cared for. His problem is important to you. Then what you do is you explore about it. What you say is, okay, can we walk through what's been communicated so far and what are your expectations that you had? And I want to actually understand what exactly is happening, where the things are going wrong or where the things are going off track. So, we can address it thoroughly, or we can understand the things and we can come up with a common solution, which is, which is beneficial for both of us, which is beneficial for the business. And let us first understand things and then we, erode that root cause of the problem. So what happens is now this invites dialogue, but not the debate. Now this client of yours is subside. He won't argue with you, but he will open up with you. He will try to make you understand what actually the problems are instead of fighting back, or instead of arguing, or instead of shouting on you. Now now your part becomes is you gather information to better understand the reality, and then you can discuss with your team as well why these delays are happening. You can discuss with their teams also, and then you can try to find out who is at fault actually. And you in fact, instead of who is at fault, what is the fault? You try to understand what is the problem instead of who is at the problem. Instead of blaming the person, be it at your side or their side, what you do is you try to figure out that the problem is happening due to delayed data that is coming to you. And that is why, since the data is getting delayed, it is coming very late, but it involves complexity. Therefore, the processing is not getting done fast. Now, here you come up with a solution. What you do is you advise them, you recommend them that, sir, the return filing date is 11th. We know about it. So why don't you just close your accounts on the 30th, on the last day of the month, and by next 5 days, you try to collate all the data together, and you finish up with everything. And then with all this data that gets pulled, you get 5 days in your hand. If you close your data by the last day of the month, you get next 5 days to collate it properly, to understand it properly, to make any changes or amendments in that. And within, I guess, these 5 days are enough for it. And if you give us the data in 5 days, we will also have next 5 days, 6 days in hand to resolve any problems that would come into that data. And this way, your return can get filed within the due date. This is the way you can find out this solution. Now, here again, what you do is, how do you respond? How do you keep a watch on the words also, the choice of words that you make. So make use such words which do not hurt the person, but which empathizes with them. So what you can do is you can start this way. Thanks for being open about this. Based on what we have reviewed together, here's what we are going to do. What we'll do is we'll reallocate to more additional resources, and we will accelerate this delivery, and we will accelerate, and we will make this return filing within time. And I'll personally, in fact, for next 2 to 3, 4 months, what I'll do is, though my colleagues or my subordinates would be working with you, but I will take the follow up with them every day, every month, and I would personally update you with the same. So this way, your client feels okay. Now the partner himself is getting involved personally, and there now he gets that confidence that yes, my work will not be delayed, my returns will not be delayed. Definitely from next month on, since you yourself are getting connected to the problem, this will be resolved properly. Here again, what you can say is, you can say them that also we can, have a backup plan in case we hit another we feel that another delay is happening. We can have a backup plan. What we can do is, we will file your return with the uh, though this would not be a very good choice to be made, but to avoid the interest, the penalty, or the delayed thing, what we can do is, we will file your return within time with the available data, and whatever data that crops up after this, we shall put those amendments in the next month. So this way your returns would go in time, and of course, gradually we'll try to reduce these amendment parts also, and we'll try to finish all the work within time only. So here now, you say that you want to make sure that you feel fully supported moving forward from here. So that is why we will also have this backup plan, and we assure that this thing would go within time. So this entire situation is now a solution focused response. It is informed by the conversations. You here take the ownership, offer next steps, and aim to rebuild the trust. And now your client also have feel confident, and again go back to rapid deliver the reliability thing. If you are promising, deliver it. If you are saying you'll do it, that means by hook or by crook, you will do it. Now here, what the result will be, the client will feel more heard, he will feel respected, he will feel supported. You demonstrate a very nice emotional control, empathy, and accountability. And now, here, this client employer relationship, the client advisor relationship is preserved, and, in fact, possibly strengthened. It has become more strong. The client has now become more confident about you, and he is feeling safe. The time is ticking, so let us go to the last takeaway here. Deliver value beyond expectations. Now, here, what you have to do is, you have to be proactive and not reactive. You have to imagine things that may happen in future today. You have to make your plans in a way that they cater to every things that will come in future. You have to give insights and not just reports. Reporting can be done by everyone who is available on this planet, but insights can be given only by the great advisors, by the great professionals. You have to anticipate the client's needs. Maybe there may be some situations which even your client will not understand, but you have to anticipate, you have to foresee, and you have to give them solutions in beforehand. You have to, prepare them beforehand for any things that may come in future, and this way your client will feel more supportive, and more prepared, and he would trust you more than the others. And then when he has this kind of trust, believe me, he would be happy to pay you anything that you desire for. So finally, the fourth takeaway that we have is delivering value beyond expectations. Clients actually do not pay you just to file returns, but they pay you for having that peace of mind. They want to concentrate on their business. So you have to make them, you have to give your services in a way that you have to make them feel this, that yes, Baba, I am over here for everything, for every financial matter that is happening in your business. You just concentrate on your business. You just concentrate how to grow on that. You just, feel safe. Anything that would come in the laws, in the regulations, in the updations, in your financial things, we are there to cater to you. We are just a call away. Whatever happens, just give us a call, just send us an email, and that would be taken care of. Imagine a client, who comes with a for a tax planning at your place, and what you do is you do not stop there. What you do is you also show them how sustainability reporting, would be beneficial for them. Though right now they are just a supply chain, but maybe by 2026, year 2026, when sustainability reporting becomes mandatory for even the supply chain people, so that time he would be prepared, he would be ready to give that reporting. So why not? Anyways, we would have to do it when the law abides you by. So why not do it right from now? It would, it would keep you ahead of other vendors or other competitors that are available in your market, or how the digital compliance, could benefit their business. So this way you give them a insight, and definitely when you give this kind of insight, when it comes from a trusted advisor, he would think about it. He would really think that yes, if Payalji is saying that we should start, reporting about sustainability also about it in our business, so let us start. Maybe she is foreseeing the things that I am not able to see, because he has that trust in me, and I have built it up since so many years. That is why when I proposes anything to him, he will start thinking about it, and maybe gradually he will start doing it also. So the best advisors, I always believe this in my profession, that the best advisors do not just answer questions. They answer actually the questions that are not even asked for, that instead I should say, not even asked for, that are not even, thought of, but you answer them. You tell a client in March only, when you are there for closing the financial accounts, that time only you tell them that they might face a cash flow going forward. What you can see is they may face a cash flow crunch in maybe in the month of July, and you give them, this way you give them more value, you give them more ready by July. So when by July this happens, it comes up, there may be a cash flow crunch because of some policy change, or maybe because the purchases are high and the creditors are not paid off, and then that time your client remembers that yes, my advisor has told me this, that I may face a crunch that time, and that is why he had made me to keep that amount, certain amount safe in the bank, or maybe he has made me apply for a enhancement in my CC limit, and this way now I am not in a fix, I am not in a situation, but in fact I am in a better position, and I can pay off the things though I am facing a cash flow crunch, but I am not in a fix, I am not in a problem, but I can pay with this enhanced CC limit. So this is how, you move from compliance to advisory, you move from being a vendor to a partner in their success, from being a service provider to being a trusted advisor. Now, here again, instead of, just continuing with our GST filing example, instead of just filing the GST returns, what you can do is you can, tell them that if you restructure your invoices this way, that you can break down your invoices. maybe because of cash flow things, you're not able to make the payments within time, you can to the government. What you can do is you can restructure your invoices properly. You can raise the invoices monthly or quarterly. You can break down your invoices of 10 lakhs into 3 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 3 lakhs, three invoices. Instead of raising one single invoice, what you can do is you can raise three invoices. This way, your payment of GST is deferred to next month. So this is actually the value that you are creating in your client's business. Yeah. So every client expects this. They just do not want that same routine thing every time, that yes, now your tax audit time has come up, please send your data, we will do the tax audit, we will tell you the tax payments, and you make the payments, and that way then just file the return. No, what they want is that how, in while I come to you in the next quarter, how do I grow my business, how do I pursue better vendors, how do I create my digital presence, and how I can make people, I can imbibe in the hearts of people. So if you give them tips and advices, one liners maybe, or on how to create a digital presence, or how you can network with other competitors as well, how you can collaborate with people and grow your business. If you just give them such advices also, it would be more than welcome, and people would really feel appreciated. They would feel more trust. They would feel that yes, this advisor has that more value creation in my business. They are boosting me towards more and more growth. And believe me, if your client is growing, you are automatically growing up, right? Your value is automatically growing. You are getting more referrals, you are getting more and more clients, you are creating your value, you are creating your reputation, and obviously your fees is increasing, your revenue is increasing, and this is how you are growing. So with the growth of your client, it is also your growth. Ours is a noble profession, where you make your client grow, and your growth is automatically happening, right? So then, now coming to the last part of our session, how do you have value added ideas in financials? What you can do is you can help them pricing their commodities properly, you can help them understand the margins, you can help them have cash flow levers. While in compliances, what you can do is you can help them prevent penalties and interest. You can structure their compliances in a way that they are done strategically. You can calendarize their activities. And in strategic planning, what you can do is you can structure their capital, how they can have more and more investments, how their growth metrics can grow, how sustainability would help them. This way, you can brainstorm value added ideas with people when they have come up to you for some work. Just have a single one liner brainstorming about a one single idea that may help boost their business. And this way, when they go back from your office, they have some food for thought, which will grow their business, which is beneficial for their business, or which is very important for their business, which they had not thought of. So when a person come to you with a penalty notice panic, just say there, I've got you, here's our 3-step plan. What we can do is we will draft a reply for you. Then with this reply, maybe the problem gets resolved. If it does not resolve, we'll go to the higher authorities and we'll talk about it. You don't worry about it. You just focus on your business and we will take care of this. When you have a cash flow crunch, what you can do is you can plan a 3 levers for 60-day for them, and you tell them that okay, if you follow these things, like if you keep aside some certain amount, or you enhance your CC limit, or you have a loan applied, or you bring up an investor in your business, so this is the way you can have that cash flow crunch resolved. If you have a scope creep, we are there to happy to help you. Here are 2 3 options that you can have. Now here, that as in my starting of my session, I had promised that we will discuss about the 30 60 90-day plan about your profession, how you can go about it, and how you can make these plans in your office to have a very good client communication, a very good way to be connected with your client, and making them feel connected to you, making them feel confident in your profession, making them feel confident that they are in the safe hands. So here is that 30 60 90-day plan. What you have to do is, in the first 30 days, you start this way. You start by adopting bluff emails. Now, here again, don't bluff with your client, but use bluff for them. Bottom line, upfront. This means getting to the point quickly and clearly in your communication. The clients are actually very busy, and clarity builds trust. Remember this. So what you can do is you begin using these trust meter check-ins. Focus on those low trust clients and start with those bluff emails for them. Give a quick, intentional way to gauge how your client is feeling about their relationship with you, and then work on that. It could be a very simple question like just send that poll on the WhatsApp, like on a scale of these 1 2 3 points, how do you feel that we are supporting to you and we are supporting to your business? Please reply on this poll that is created on the WhatsApp. And 3 star, that is nothing like that. But if you get a 1 star, just ask them, can you please tell us why you are feeling this way? And here, take the things positively. Do not take it as a blame. Do not take it as a what you say, a negative criticism, but you take it as positive thing and try to improve it. If they say that whenever I call you or message you or email you, I do not get the response immediately. I get the response the next day or maybe 2 days after. So just try to improve this. Think about it, that maybe that feel the client is feeling ignored. So why not, whenever he WhatsApps you or whenever he sends you an email, keep a reminder that you have to reply it before the night turns out. So this small act of yours shows your presence and care for them. It the trust is built in these small micro moments, and the client feels important, feels cared of, and does not feel fearful, does not feel scared, and retains with you. So this should be your 30-day plan for next 30 days. Identify those low trust clients and have those bluff emails or bluff messages for them, and work to improve those areas wherein they feel that you are not doing good for them. Then for next 30 days, what you can do is, I'm sorry, the next 30 days, what you can do is you can bring the LAER model. Remember, listen, acknowledge, explore, and resolve and respond. So you can bring that LAER model for those same clients who are, having that low trust. Create conversations with them, have a personal meeting or have a Zoom meeting, talk to them, understand their problem, listen to them, acknowledge it, explore where actually the problem is happening, and work on it. Respond to them in a very strategic way, in a way that they feel happy with you. This will help you manage conflicts, the concerns of the clients with empathy and emotional intelligence, and will make you help retain those clients to rebuild their trust, and also the referrals. They would refer it to the other clients of yours or other people of yours. No, these people are concerned about our problems, and yes, they are talking about things, and they are here to resolve the problems. What you can do is you can try sending at least one insight mail also. What you can do is you can send a message that offers value beyond updates. Don't share those junk mails, because all these information are available with the clients already, or on the Google or on the internet. So send them an insightful thing, a tailor made customized value addition idea through a mail, or maybe a small paragraph or of a better idea. Like I had a client wherein they were manufacturing fabrication things, but they also had this keen to create machineries in house for these fabricated things. And these machineries could also be used as battery for the EV models that have recently come up. So then once when we were just discussing these uh, manufacturing of these in-house machineries of theirs, it just popped me, and I just told them in a way, why don't you expand your business to have these batteries also, because they are just a scrap for your these manufacturing unit. They are just a scrap, you are selling them as a scrap. Why don't you you may refurbish them properly, create them as a battery for these EV models. And believe me, this was like 1.5 hour back, and today they are already into creating a different plant expansion, a unit wherein they would be using this scrap of theirs for creating a battery for the EV models of the motor vehicle. And this way, now they are feeling more promising that yes, my advisor, Payalji, is giving me such nice ideas, which even I had not thought of, and it is bringing so much of business to me. So this has created an impact on them. Share a trend, article or idea. This actually shifts you from being a service provider to trusted advisor. So this should be your 31 to 60 days of plan. And then the final 30 days, the 61 to 90 days, here what you can do is you can schedule a client review meeting. In this meeting, you can use a simple dashboard, keep it visual, clear, and client centric. This is actually your own opportunity to recap outcomes, to reinforce your values, and most very importantly, to listen to the people. Use this time to actually reflect, realign, and deepen the relationship. So remember these 90 days. The strong client communication is in these 90 days, it is not just about creating resolving conflicts, but it is creating and rebuilding the trust, the confidence in you, in the client's heart, making a space in the client's heart, so that you can have power on his brains, you can dominate his brains. If you have that space in his heart, you can definitely dominate and manipulate his brains. So remember to the core, strong client communication isn't just about words, it's about presence, it's about insight, it's about emotional intelligence, it's about consistency. And this plan gives you a structured way to build those habits to your workflow. We chartered accountants are no longer just auditors or return filers. The future chartered accountants are now a consultant, a strategist, and a guide. And communication is what bridges this gap between the technical expertise and the client's trust. Going forward, today's key takeaways are: build strong client relationship through the technique rapid. Remember the technique rapid. Communicate with clarity and impact. How? Through bluff. Resolve the conflicts with emotional intelligence. The formula here is LAER, and deliver value beyond expectations. How? Through proactive insights. So, if you take away just 4 things from today's webinar, let them be these: relationships first, clarity always, empathy in conflicts, and value beyond the contract. So, here I come to an end. Thank you so much. I would like to conclude by saying that mastering client communication is not actually about using fancy words. It's about connection, it's about empathy and authenticity. As chartered accountants, we have the opportunity to not just crunch numbers, but to become trusted advisors who truly makes a difference in the client's business, the growth. Remember, the clients may forget what you said, but they'll never forget, never, ever forget how you made them feel. So, thank you, Professional Skills and Enrichment Committee, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, all the officials behind this webinar, and thank you, the lovely moderator Pragya ji over here. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Thank you, Payalji. Let me check the chat once. Can you give an example of how to approach existing reputed client for our fees hike? What is the best client communication techniques?
Yeah, okay, sure. I'll do that quickly because we are running out of time. So, using soft skills, when your client says that the fees high, he is not ready for the fees hike, what you can do is you can realign the scope out there. You can, very strategically and very softly tell to them that with this scope, I am delivering you so many things in a bulleted form, 1, 2, 3, and with this, if you want better growth and better ideas that I have already provided you in our last quarterly report, I am very sure that you have been earning more because of the ideas that I have given you, which were not actually there in the scope of our working. Then why not have a fees hike for me as well? And definitely this will motivate me to work in a better way, and I would be happy to provide you more such ideas in future as well. I hope I have responded properly.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. And For me, it has been such an honor to be part of this wonderful webcast on the art of client connection more than words, organized by Professional Skill Enrichment Committee ICAI. On behalf of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee ICI, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our speaker CA Payal Jainji, our enlightened session. A wide round of applause and thanks to the organizer, Professional Skill Enrichment Committee ICI, our today's speaker Payal ji, and other stakeholders made the webcast a memorable one. Finally, we would like to thank all of you present here and helping us make this webcast a grand success. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, Payal ji.
Thank you so much,